All right, as I come in and continue to refine these edges here, and just to kind of refine the whole thing, now I'm starting to find, little places that I really like. Maybe I want to have some edges be sharper so I can come in, and maybe I want some edges to kind of disappear, put in a little bit darker contrast in some places. And I can do that by using the black, but also by using the white, and coming in and turning my paper around so I can get kind of the right angle that I want to get right in there up to the edge. I'm kind of liking these accidental little kind of textural straight lines that came in. But maybe I want to try to obliterate, some of those. Maybe I don't like them quite so much, but maybe I want to smooth out some places. And so turning your paper, and now, good thing I'm not using the reference. I'm not going to use the reference very much anymore because I've got most of it in, but to finish things off, you can come in and flip things around, move your paper around so you can get the coverage that you want, the angles that you want. There's nothing that says you've got to, keep everything in the same spot the whole time. And if you're not a real artist, you just move it around the way that is going to make sense for what you need. Okay. So that helps to define those edges a bit better. And I can come in, on these, the edges of the material are kind of frayed a little bit. On these ends, they've gotten a little worn over time. So I want to accentuate that a little bit. So if I just make some small, tiny little marks, hopefully it picks it up on the camera there, but just for a little bit, oops, might have gotten too far with that, just to break up that edge a little bit. And again, define some of these edges a little bit more, some of these darker places, paying attention to the character of my line. This is the light side, so I maybe got that a little bit too dark right there. But we've got the shadow coming over onto this side. And so if I make some things a little bit darker, it makes other things look a little bit lighter. And that's the kind of game that we want to play. So I don't want to work it too much, but maybe there are some places I can smooth out just a little bit more, some edges that I could define a little bit more. Have them make a little bit more sense with the light logic that's going on. So again, the charcoal, in order to get a more kind of realistic result, you want to be layering it. You want to be working not just, very, well, it depends on the style, but if you want to get kind of a realistic image, you don't want to be too heavy-handed about it. You want to be layering, to be adding on as you go, having some things show through from underneath and pushing and pulling those darks and lights. So that's kind of how I approach it. So grab a ribbon or a piece of fabric and make sure that that you have it lit in a way where there's some cast shadow, and make it interesting. Don't, this, you think, well, I'm not that great at it, so I need to do something simple, and so I'm gonna do that. There's not a lot to it. There's not a lot going on. Take a chance, take a risk, and get some cast shadows, get some things going there, and watch the proportion. Watch, even though it's just a very simple object, don't get too simplistic with it. We want some interest. So even just, dropping it down onto the surface and see, a couple of times, maybe see where it lands. You might want to take a picture of it in case the cat jumps on it or something, but play around, piece of fabric, ribbon, something, and remember to keep the paper, the toned paper, showing through in order to have those midtones be made by the paper, and that simplifies your process, can simplify your process quite a bit. All right, I look forward to seeing these. Enjoy.